Hey guys, how you doing? It's Martin Cliffe here, welcome to another video and a channel update video. I think this video is due to go live round about Christmas time. It feels slightly odd because I'm actually filming this mid-November, but I've got a really busy few weeks ahead, so it's important for me to kind of get stuff updated and out of the way. Otherwise the YouTube stuff is going to fall by the wayside, and that's something that I need to be focusing more on over the coming weeks and months. So if it is actually that this video falls and you happen to be watching this on Christmas Day, please stop, come back another day. I had this thought, and obviously thinking from a minimalist perspective of what do we give minimalists for Christmas, and I think consumable items, if you want to give something physical, is a good thing. Chocolate would be an ideal thing for me, for instance. Coffee, or anything that's biscuits, things that are going to be used up. These are good presents. Plants, things that don't last. Experiences are a great gift, or one of the charity giving, so a sponsorship of something. I think these are much better than stuff, because let's face it, almost none of us need more stuff in our lives, and I certainly don't. But I also then had this thought and this little kind of quip that came into my mind, which was, this Christmas, give presents, not presents. And so when you're seeing this, I am going to be in the UK with family and friends. This was something that we wanted to do this Christmas, even though England is cold and generally miserable in December. We wanted to go back and spend time with our families and our friends. So we're spending Christmas Day with my parents, we're spending Boxing Day with Eva's family. And then we're going out in a couple of days, as you've seen this. We're going to spend time with friends. We're seeing New Year in with some very close friends, and then we're coming back to Hong Kong on New Year's Day. But yeah, just this thought of, I know everyone does not have a great family situation, but if you do, they will value your presence and your actual spending time with. That's why I'm saying don't watch this on Christmas Day. Spend time with your family or your friends or whoever you're spending the day with, and actually engage with them face to face. Don't watch this. So what's going on in my life? In my last video, I think it was middle of October, my last update video, I said I had decisions to be made, and I made a decision at the end of October, which was to give up one of my jobs. I've had 2 and briefly 3 jobs at the school I work at here in Hong Kong for some time, and I made the decision to step down from my audiovisual technician role, my role in the theatre and looking after the stage and the lighting and all that kind of thing. Partly because it was, things are getting awkward in that role for various reasons, including staffing and stuff, and partly as a relationship thing that people are moving on or have moved on, and it's just not as comfortable an environment for me. But also, primarily, it was about having time for myself and having time for me to be creative. So that's something that I'm really going to be focusing on in 2019, is getting some more music together and released, hopefully as soon as possible. And it will be kind of slightly more minimalist than some of my previous releases in terms of the way I put it together, just because that is an aesthetic that I'm interested in amongst anything else, and also because that will make the production of it more straightforward, which means I can actually get it out there. And I'm going to be revisiting some old stuff that I've recorded before, but in a fresh way. So that's already, wheels are turning and motion is happening for that. I've made some, obviously, aside from the guitar movements, In terms of gear, I have made the odd acquisition. I bought a pedal. I bought a Mad Professor Little Green Wonder, which you've probably seen if you watched last week's video. I discovered that on my key, which is my guitar in E flat, I'd done something weird with the wiring, which meant it buzzed with certain amplifiers, and the buzz went away when I touched the control knobs, which are metal now. So it's clearly some kind of grounding thing. And then I thought I fixed it, so by doing some rewiring and redoing the grounding to the strings and the tremolo claw and all that. What actually happened then was that the volume was vastly reduced, and I can't explain why that is, because there was nothing in theory wrong with what I did, but it didn't work. So I came up with a different solution, which was to wire the ground from the strings to the pickup selector instead, and now it seems to be happy, but very, very odd. And I also realised that this guitar 39, which I have set up in Open E, the action was way out of whack. It was really high, but the saddles were screwed right down. So what I actually had to do was I took off the neck and put a small shim, which had actually come from the bridge of one of my Ovation acoustic guitars. I just slipped it in at the back of the neck so I could just adjust the angle very slightly, just fractions of a degree, just so that I could then get everything. And it's now playing much better, and it's a much more friendly guitar to play again. And I've been playing more in open tuning after saying that I wasn't entirely comfortable with playing in open tunings and slide. I haven't been playing much slide, but at least I've been exploring the open tunings. I did the upgrades, as you'll have seen, on my light burst. Sorry, it's right behind my head. That one. And that's now in drop D, so 10 to 46, but with a 50 on the low string. And I'm really enjoying playing that. So the 7 guitars that I have and that I've settled with here, I am very happy with. Hopefully by the time you see this, I will have repaired the fault in the wiring and then given away Snowy as part of the Christmas process. I am aiming to give that guitar away to a worthy cause. At the moment, as I'm filming this, I'm still deciding which cause is appropriate, but that's certainly something to that I'm looking into. And then deciding which guitar, because I only need one guitar in the UK, but it is good for me to have, useful for me to have a guitar in the UK, so deciding which guitar that will be. Because initially my thought was that it would be Snowy, but then I decided that it's right for someone else to have that now. So we'll see. As I will probably have made that decision by the time this video comes out, so maybe next week's video, as you're watching this, will explain that. It should also explain, talk about my trip to the UK and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think that's about it for this video. Again, just wanted to thank you for watching. I achieved a few weeks ago, past the 600 subscriber mark, which has been a milestone that's been at the back of my head for a while. I've been on YouTube a long time. I have videos that are over 7 years old on this channel, and I have videos unlisted that were even older that I've moved on from because they were just so out of date. So yeah, I just want to thank you all, wish you a very happy holiday season, Merry Christmas and all that, and remember, give presents, not presents. Take care guys, see you soon.